going to make some op art by paper weaving. What you're going to need is a large sheet of paper, one solid color, and you're going to need about 1-inch strips of paper. Now it could be different colors like what I have here. All it needs to be is a different color than the big sheet of paper. And the first step we need to do is we need to make our weaving loom. So I'm going to take my large sheet, I'm going to fold it in half. Now I'm going to cut some lines. Now I'm going to draw them for you. I'm going to start about 1 inch from the edge. And I'm going to make a diagonal line towards the middle, but not directly towards the middle. I'm going to do the same on the other line. So it's almost like we're drawing half of a 3-dimensional box. Now don't get too close to the edge because you don't want to rip it. I'm going to make another line. I'm going to try to imagine a little line here. I'm going to draw another one on both sides. I'm trying to keep them parallel to each other. I'm going to do one more on either side. Like that. And now I am ready to cut. So I'm going to take some scissors. I'm going to cut through both sides of the paper at the same time, starting on the crease. And you don't want to go all the way through. You're going to stop kind of where your lines stop. When you're done, you're going to open it up. You're going to see there's going to be lots of different strips in here. And you're ready to paper weave. So you're going to grab whatever you want your first color to be. And our pattern is under, over, under, over. And I like to turn my paper for this. So this is one strip, this is the next strip. It's like some really angled, different shaped French fries. So whatever you start, it's up to you. So I like to start under, and I go over the next piece, under, over this big one, under, over, under. Now I'm gonna slide this all the way up. I don't want to push too hard, I don't want to rip it. I'm going to slide all the way up and grab my next color. Now I don't want to do the same. If this piece is under my weaving loom, I'm going to go over. So I'm going to start over this one, then under, over, go under. So you are going to repeat the pattern. So you're going to see it's going to make something like a checkerboard, just a really funky checkerboard. See how it's opposite? This strip is under our loom, this strip is over our loom, so our next strip is gonna be under my loom. Now I'm gonna keep going until I fill my entire loom up. Now you could have cut straight to create your loom, but we cut on a diagonal because when we're done, this should start looking somewhat like a 3-dimensional box coming out at you. So let's keep going. Now if you got this far and you're seeing your pieces are moving and not locking when you push this up, that means you're not doing the opposite. So you have to double check. If I do the same thing, so you can see my yellow strip is under the first one. Do you see how if I do my next one and I'm not doing the opposite, you can slide this back and forth and it might overlap? That's your cue to pull this out and start again. So if this was under, if I went under, I gotta make sure I go over this time. Now as you get towards the end, it's gonna get a little trickier because you're running out of room to weave. So you're gonna see I'm going underneath and I'm kind of pushing them up in order to squeeze a couple more strips. Our goal is to really fill this up. So you're gonna see I'm gonna just double check to make sure I pushed up all of my strips so there's no gaps and they're not slipping and sliding all around, just so I can squeeze hopefully a couple more in there. And go in there. You can always trim one of your pieces. If you have like a little bit left, you can trim one of your strips if you want to squeeze it on in there. Now if you don't have construction paper at home, you could use magazine pages. As long as it's kind of a solid color. You could even do computer paper with magazine pages, so the color will be the thing that contrasts from the loom. So get creative with it, depending on what you have at home. So now you can see it looks like there's a box coming out at me. Now you can pull these out and play around with them, but if you want to finish it, what you can do is I like to kind of glue these down. I'm going to take this and put some glue down there, and then I can trim my paper strips to be the same length as my paper. Now don't forget to flip it over and do the other side. So after a quick trim, there you have it. Your art paper weaving.